Alright, so today we're talking about the GCF, the greatest common factor. I gave you a layman's definition of what GCF was. The biggest number, or the greatest number, that goes into both these factors. Okay? Not the smallest number that goes into both, but the biggest number that goes into both. Now, to start off, the way I want you to find the GCF is to factor both these numbers. 2 goes into 16 8 times. Since 8 is even, 2 goes into 8 4 times. Since 4 is even, 2 goes into 4 2 times. Now, when this is a prime number, you stop. So your factors of 16 are 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which I got from right there. Now we got to factor 72. Okay, 72 is going to be 2 times 36. Now, how did I know that 2 went into 72? Because 72 is an even number. If it's an even number, 2 always goes into it. Now, what goes into 36? You got it, 2. 2 goes into it because it's even. 2 goes into 18 also because it's even. Will 2 go into 9? No, because it is not even. But 3 goes into 9 3 times. Now I've got a prime number here. So I stop. These are my factors of 72. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Those are my factors. Now, the way you find the GCF is to circle the ones that are shared on the top and the bottom. These are shared, these are shared, and these are shared. Nothing else is shared. So if I got 2 of them circled, what do I write right here?
2.
Just the 2. And I got 2 circled, what do I write? And I got 2 circled, what do I write? Now, it's like goldfish. 2 cards makes 1 stack, right? Well, if 2 2s just makes 1 2 shared. 2 2s makes 1 shared, 2 2s makes 1 shared. Multiply them together, and what's your GCF? 8. That is your greatest common factor. That's the number that goes into both 16 and 72. It's the biggest one. Alright, our next example gives us the 2 numbers 14 and 21. I told you to factor them. What goes into 14?
7.
Yes, 2 does. 2 times 7. Now, 2 and 7 are both prime, so you're done factoring. 2 times what? 7. Now we got to factor 21. 3 times 7. And they're both prime, so you're done. So you write 3 times 7. Now all you have to do, at this point all you've done is factor. You have to line them up the way I got them lined up in your homework. Once you're done, circle what is common. Circle what is shared. What number is shared by both? 7. So now remember I told you, 2 cards in goldfish makes 1 stack. So these 2 numbers make 1 what? 7. That's your GCF. How many of you said the GCF was 49? The GCF is not 49. Does 49 go into 14 evenly? Well, no. Does 49 go into 21 evenly? No. But 7 goes into both those numbers evenly, and it's the biggest number that goes into both of those numbers. Now, our next example, you got to tell the greatest common factor of the numbers 36 and 45. You ought to be able to look at them and say, okay, what goes into both of those? Well, to me, the number that pops out is 9. 9 goes into both. But I'm not sure if that's going to be the biggest number that goes into both. So I'm going to factor them. Into 36, I've got, let's go 2 times 18. And into 18 is 2 times 9. And into 9 is 3 times 3. So I'm going to write 36 as 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Now you could use 3 times something and 12, and you still should get this if you factor it correctly. Now if you factor 45, what goes into 45? 5 times 9 What goes into 9? 3 times 3. So I'm going to write that out as 3 times 3 times 5. Now, do you see when I write it, I line up the numbers that are the same? Okay. Now I'm going to circle the numbers that are the same. Does 2 have any numbers the same on the bottom? Does 5? So I've got 3 times 3, which is 9. That's my GCF. Now, once you get your answer, evaluate it to yourself. Say, does 9 make sense? Does 9 go into 36? Yes, 4 times. Does 9 go into 45? Yes, 5 times. So you have a good answer because it goes into both of these. All right, on this problem we have 35xy squared and 12x squared z squared. We want the greatest common factor, the biggest number that goes into both, or the biggest letter that goes into both. Because now that we're using variables, we might have a variable that can go into it. Okay? So we got to factor each one of them. Into 35 goes 5 times 7. So now my factor of 35xy squared is 5 times 7 times x times y times y. Does everyone understand where I got 2 y's? From y squared. Both these numbers are prime. That's why I don't reduce them anymore. 12 goes to 2 times 6, and 6 is 2 times 3. So my prime factorization of 12x squared z squared is going to be 2 times 3 times 2 times x times z times z. Now the reason I have 2 x's is because it's x squared. And the reason I have 2 z's is because it's z squared. Now all you have to do is circle the ones that share in the top and the bottom. X is the only thing that's common. Are any of the numbers common? Are any of the other letters common? So what's your GCF equal? X. That's it. Alright, so today you learned how to find the GCF, the greatest common factor. The way we did that was we factored our 2 numbers, and we circled the factors that shared, and we multiplied them together.